Well, today is February 23rd, and we are back to give an update on our Pluerry 3-in-1 project. These are hybrids, combination of plum meets cherry. And we're getting into the fun season where we're starting to get blooms. You can see that just about all of our fruit now is basically at popcorn stage, or at least getting close to popcorn stage. You see a few blooms are open. This is Candy Heart. This is by far the favorite fruit we have in our entire collection. And so as we take a little closer look here at Candy Heart, you can see lots of blooms on the way. We're getting a lot of color change. It's starting to really lighten up, almost a yellowish kind of color that you see there. A little bit that's at popcorn stage. You can see a couple of our popcorn ready to go. Those guys will be out in the next day or two. And then down here at the base of the tree where we got a little more chill before, you can see we have our first blooms that are now open on this tree. So it looks like a good 70-ish% of the tree is about ready to go. On the side that gets the very most sun, you still see some dormancy there, but overall it looks like almost all of this tree will be awake and blooming in the next week or two. We've got 80-degree weather forecast coming up, so it's very likely that these will be blooming. As we have mentioned, pollination tends to be one of our biggest concerns around Candy Heart. It's just a very early blooming tree, so finding a good pollinator has been a challenge for us. What we did at the end of last year is we installed a Dapple Supreme. As you can see, this is a really small tree. It didn't grow a whole lot last year, but it's the earliest of the pluots that we grow and tends in a lot of years to match up pretty well. Again, this is a really small tree, but you're starting to see the blooms popping there. Although it's not going to be a ton of blooms relative to the Candy Heart, we expect them to be open at the same time and to generate quite a bit of overlap. You can also see here on Sweet Treat some good progress there. Looks like we're going to have actually have the first couple of flowers that are blooming there, although where I think Candy Heart will be 70% or so awake in the next day or so, I think it's going to be more like 20% as far as Sweet Treat goes. One additional thing we did this year, because we had a tree in our backyard that was an espalier tree that it had been a graft that wasn't the graft that we originally thought it was, and so we decided to cut that down and replace it with something else that we thought would be better and work better in the season. But we had this big branch that is ready to bloom fairly soon, and so what we did is we took that branch, we've put the branch in a jar of water and just basically set it next to Candy Heart to give us some additional opportunities to pollinate this tree. So again, not sure it'll work, that it'll be a whole lot of value, but nevertheless, we like Candy Heart that much. We're going to make sure we do everything we can to get as much production there as possible. A lot of focus on Candy Heart today. Our other trees in the group, Nadia. Nadia is a much higher chill tree, perhaps a significantly higher chill tree. So still pretty dormant, not a whole lot going on there. And then as we talked about, Sweet Treat, making some progress. Still a lot of that tree not showing a whole lot as far as growth, but I'd say 20% or so of that tree looks like it'll be blooming relatively soon. And finally, not part of this collection, but we'll keep an eye on it just a little bit. This is Flavor Punch Pluerry. This is a brand new Pluerry introduced this year. Not much more than a stick on this one, a little bit of lower branching, but we're hoping that one will be another good one. We thought it was attractive because we love the Pluerries, and this is more of a late season Pluerry, so hopefully it'll start to grow and do well.